In the end, it took less than 30 years for the world as we know it to fall. 95% of the population died. There were a litany of causes, not that it mattered in the end. Our infrastructure failed, and with no electricity, our communications, lights, and internet failed too. There weren't even enough survivors left to tend the fields and care for the remaining livestock. As if any of us had any of the necessary skills. Those few of us who remained barricaded ourselves into makeshift fortresses, although we had no idea what we thought we were hiding from. To paraphrase that ass T.S. Eliot, not with a bang, but with a whimper, the world ended. Almost. In the late 2050s, the builders ended the crisis by combining biology, precision mechanics, and thermohydraulics to make constructs from the dead, human and otherwise. These automatons took up all the necessary repetitive tasks that keep us alive. The constructs follow algorithms and programmable, mindless cycles. The dead of all species have taken the place of slaves, and like those slaves, they have become the basis on which our recovery and our economy grow. They are everywhere. As humans, we have lost almost everything. But we do have what humanity has always had. We have hope.
Hello, this is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and these wonderful people have agreed to join me tonight to play a game, and that makes me so very happy. Happy making people. Let's start with Bison _Stonefist. What do you do when you're not here?
Not a whole hell of a lot. On
Okay,
Tuesdays,
then what do you do when you are here?
I am the GM for our Tuesday night game, which is Cyberpunk Red. I call it
Yeah.
Carnage Heights. It's a lot of fun. You should come check it out.
Yes.
And most of the times I'm in the Discord, or you'll find me in the chat.
Cool. Thank you very much. Thunderscape 7. Let's go with you next.
Hi.
Hello.
I am here on Saturdays playing Artemis Demasi. I'm also sometimes lurking in chat, but mostly in the Discord. I also do art sometimes. Right now, I am currently finishing a move and also taking care of a new cat. So busy life.
And off
And
stream.
and off stream, I GM a game on Wednesdays.
Yes, you do. Yay! And that brings us around because we had a table entirely full. I can say it again, a table entirely made up of GMs tonight because Wayward Knight is also a director person. So tell us about your own self.
Hey, I'm Wayward Knight, aka Chris, and as Kevin said, I GM or I'm the director, technically, of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer TTRPG that we play here on Monday nights called Grave New World. That's a blast. You should come check it out. I'm here playing Delilah Stillwater on Saturday nights. I live almost exclusively on the Discord. Eat, sleep, breathe Discord. It's a little bit of a problem. I'm also an artist. I have my stuff on the interwebs. I'm working on getting an online shop set up, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And here are my links. There you go.
There you go, links everywhere. Thank you. And that brings us around to me, Dirty 20 Gaming. Watch most nights, 6 o'clock. The nights that we're not on now, we will be on soon. So keep watching. Around 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern, something on most nights. And the other nights, we'll get there. But let's do this night, because it's Saturday. So let's start where we left off. On a river, on a giant putt-putt boat, trying to get away from crazy explosive experts that are luckily fixated on fireworks and hate violence.
Oh,
As
I
you...
didn't mean to laugh.
As you...
It's just the way you said it was funny.
Yes. Thank you. It was meant to be a little odd. But As you pull out of range, for lack of a better phrase, you sort of start feeling a little safer. Um, Coas is looking around being the cop that he is, and he looks over to the other side of the river and he goes, "Oh no, we need to stop." And he points, and you see an all metal wolf just running along the shores. It's not, it looks very similar to the one that Stefan rode to a grinding, skidding halt down the hill just recently.
Yeah, Sid would have
Sid
nudged
would recognize
Stefano
it.
and pointed it.
Yeah, you guys, as soon as you see, you would recognize it immediately. It's one of Thomas's fleet. And
Thomas.
it's, yeah, Thomas, sorry. And it's running up the other side, the other bank of the river alongside you, sort of looking out and trying to figure out how to get to you.
Sid sort of makes his way back to the engine room
Yeah.
and says to Verite, let's try to get over the short of that metal wolf thing. I think it might be a friend.
And he looks up at you, and he was still trying to tune the exhaust, so to speak, like to get it all working together. But just got it close. Okay, just steer it with the car. And you see that at some point along the way, him and Stefano have wired up the steering of the car to the boat, to a rudder on the boat.
Sid does so. He gets into the car and sort of leans.
Yeah. And yes, that's, yeah, you lean in. The whole car tilts over on the soft springs and slowly curves toward the riverbank. And Coas is just, I'll be back. And he jumps off the boat when you get to the shore, walks up to it, and you see him undo a couple of wing nuts and open up a panel and pull out a piece of paper, read it, put it back in, screw the panel back on, turns around, comes back over. Problems Thomas can't fix. I need to, Fatima asked for help. I need to go.
Give her our
Delilah,
regards.
yeah. And Delilah is going to take out the coffee from that pouch
Yep.
and give it to Coas and be like, "You're probably gonna want some of that."
I'm probably gonna need some of that. Thank you. And he looks over at Artemis and goes, and turns and walks away. Just because
Wow,
there's no
dude.
way I'm role playing that scene for him. No way. So for the purposes of this, because they're not here this evening, he just walks away. Gets on the wolf and off into the distance, heading back to the mansion to help Fatima and Thomas. Leaving the three of you and Verite and Stefano on the boat, on
I
the
think-
shore.
Didn't we put Artemis in the car?
It's in the back seat.
Yep.
Yeah,
Perfect.
in the back
Artemis,
seat.
you wake up. There was a pounding headache a minute ago, and it seems to be fading. And it's a weird sensation because when you first open your eyes, you could have sworn you could see fireworks in the distance. Ow. But yeah, that's how you wake up. Sitting on the side of the river. Wake up, sit up. Your brother looks at you and goes, "Oh, even better. You were asleep." So yeah, retcon. He just fucked off. He looked at you, decided not to wake you up, and just fucked off. So
Yeah, 'cause
you
she's
don't
kind of
even
in that
know.
new,
So yeah,
like, new
Yep.
sleep state thing. Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, when you sit up, you're at the side of the river. He's gone. Everybody's sitting around quietly, and there's fireworks in the distance fading away, and nobody's saying anything. I'm gonna sit back for a while and let you three go.
What happened?
So we got the boat, and we got the car on it and everything, and then the valley people shot fireworks at us, and then we went upstream, and we found the people who gave the Valley people the fireworks, they have anger management issues, and they were fighting violence with violence. So we got the hell out of there, and that wolf thing just showed up because apparently Thomas is having an issue and needed Coas, and Coas left.
Right. None
Always
of that
another
still makes
case.
sense, but I got the gist.
Yeah, are you? I mean, I don't think I think I know the answer to this question, but are you okay? You went into kind of a state there for a couple hours.
I yeah, I don't know. I'm doing fine, I guess.
Okay. She turns to Sid again, and I guess, and goes upstream still.
Onwards and upwards.
The thing with the putt-putt boat is you can't back it up. So you kind of went thunk into the shore. So now is one. I'm not going to make you
Push
decide,
away
but
from
somebody
the
has to
shore.
go out there and push the bow around until you're going upstream again. Jump back on. You start moving along, and you're heading out now into, like, you came out of that deep valley last time. That little village was right at the start of the flats here, but this is Italy. There's been people here for 4,000 years. This is processed land. This is orchards and vineyards and terraced landscapes, and it's that tourist picture stuff of Italy that you see, and when you go there, it's just people screaming and trying to sell you pictures of things that aren't there anymore. But this is that beautiful but untouched. So the trees have gone wild. So it's not just a vineyard. The vines are just hanging like masses. There's nobody would ever let it get like this, but this is what happens when it grows rampant and untouched for decades in some cases. But as you move along, there's not a sudden change. First, you see one field has been tended, so there's sort of 2 rows of grapes that are actually been cut and cut back and properly trimmed, and there's a small apple orchard where somebody's sort of done the same thing to 15 or 20 trees as you get a little further along. And then it starts, you're approaching an area where on both sides of the river for the first time is developed farmland. In this case, just wheat on both sides of the river.
Well, Florence's foodstuffs were all imported from farms around the area, so it's not like
immediately.
We don't know.
Yeah. But this is since you've left the city, since you've left Florence, yeah, everything you found up till now has been sitting there for 30 years, other than the little groups of people. But you're clearly heading towards an area. It takes people to do this. It takes a lot of people to take care of acres and acres and acres of food.
So I just kind of. Oh,
go ahead.
The two of you turn to each other and go, bah, 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 bah. Yeah.
No, just kind of sits and takes it in, just kind of almost waiting for something to be weird. Because everything's been weird up to this point.
Sid's more along the lines of where is everybody?
Weird thing number 1.
Sid, make a play for me. Oh shoot, I haven't got my cheat sheet with me. Tell me what you're doing. He said, pretending he didn't say the sentence before that. What skill are you using?
That would probably be
suit
perception,
would that be?
which is spades.
So yeah, do that.
I don't have.
Remember, you can do the thing where you take one of your cards from your hand and throw it away and draw the top card from your deck and play it blind.
Oh, and because I have
And you're
that one
resilient
skill,
and
it's
shit, aren't
actually
you?
two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yes, yes you do. Yeah. So yeah, you could.
I
draw
drew
three
my
cards.
king.
Oh,
no.
excellent. What is your king?
My king is haunted, which means
Oh.
I see ghosts.
So, what about this field of wheat, orchards? Go.
Hey, Bison.
Hmm?
Do you remember what we talked about?
Oh, yeah,
Go ahead,
You
play as
can
a
do
team.
it.
Play as a
You
team.
don't have to. You don't have to do it now if you don't want to, but it seems
Mhm.
situationally appropriate considering we're on a boat.
yeah. In Sid's perspective, he's not on the boat. He's on an airship.
Right,
The
right.
airship that they escaped London on. What you guys see is Sid's just sort of looking around, and then he kind of blinks, and he's looking at things that clearly aren't there. And to Sid, he's watching, and he's just sitting there. His mother and his father are sitting on either side of him. He looks up at them, and they don't have a face. And then he looks to his right, and he sees two people looking frantically around, and they're looking for somebody. And we never decided on a name.
Oh, here, I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Or you could just say it. We're a team.
Yeah.
It's. I want there to be a reveal.
This is also a valid point.
Yes. And yeah, he hears them calling out a name, and he kind of stands up, and he's looking around, and because his dad stood up and sort of took off, and he hears them calling out a name over and over again, and then Sid just sort of calls out. He's like, Felicity! Felicity! And
So
he starts to get out of the car. And
as you try and get out of the car tilts. The boat starts to boom the way you're getting out of the car. I want to stop there right at that "and" because I just saw faces go, oh, I would like to do something now. So without further ado, what would the two of you like to do?
Well, as kind of they were also reacting to the countryside, Artemis would have grabbed for her bag that she had grabbed paper from the mansion,
Yes.
and was gonna try and sketch it, but she would notice the tilt, as I think all of us would. Um, Sid, Sid, are you okay?
Felicity!
Delilah? Just, I cut this into
doesn't-
really tiny reaction slices here, like 1 or 2 seconds.
So I think Chris misunderstood. So like Sid is actually physically saying Felicity.
Yes.
Yeah, he's calling
Okay.
out as if
He's
he's
crawling out of
still
the
on-
boat. He's
Yeah.
on
That's-
the
okay.
he ain't here no
Okay.
more.
He's
Sid be
physically.
gone.
I wasn't sure if he was like in a like a. I wasn't
Like a
sure if he was
fugue?
in like a fugue or anything.
Yep.
But he's acting out his
Yep.
Yeah,
vision.
He's
fully
about to.
dissociated.
He appears to you, I'm gonna presume, like he's trying to get out of the car and off the boat, looking for this
Nobody-
Felicity
if-
person.
And
Yeah.
Artemis will be reaching for him.
Yeah. So you reach to grab him, Delilah. You see that. What do you do?
Delilah will also. I think she's on the opposite side of the boat from where Artemis was, but Delilah will move to try and like grab Sid as well.
Okay. I need
And-
something
Oh.
like dexterities out of both of you trying to grab him, Because I'm assuming that Sid would resist because you're on a mission, right?
Yeah, it would take a little bit to jog him out.
So I
first.
need
So, yeah.
from Sid. I need a physical, like a strength physical, try to pull away from it because you're not here, so you're not going to be able to like dance away from them and shit.
Mhm.
They're going to grab you. The question is, can they grab you, and can they hold on when you try and pull?
Okay. I only have have 2 cards that add up to an 8, so only 1 success.
One success. And
no, I have negative. I have 0 successes because I have a trauma.
right. Oh, one trauma, isn't it free? It's the second
Yeah.
trauma.
No, I
that-
have 2. I have
Oh,
2
you
traumas.
have two. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
you
those
grab and just
go
your
away.
hand just slides off. He's covered in sweat and from his current situation, and your hand slides off. Artemis.
So I have a
Ooh.
clubs
Yeah.
and a 4, so it's 5 and 4, so that's 9. I've got -1 because of trauma.
So that's 2 successes, one for the
And
8 and one for
I
the 6. Okay.
also have desperate dexterity.
Yes, you do.
We just talked about
Okay.
this,
Yeah.
where I can get another success at the cost of a trauma and an
Oh,
appropriate
oh,
skill.
Do you have any traumas anywhere? Just because nobody's seen your character sheet recently for all the blood dripping off of it. Yeah. So, so is that something? Well, let's hold on to that thought. You have that
Yeah.
thought, like I could hurt myself and do more. Sid, how many successes did you generate to try and get away?
I can generate 3, but I'm not sure if I want to.
How
okay,
about
I'm
how about
gonna-
how about I was gonna say make a mental play first to see if you can get a grip on yourself before you just pull away.
Okay, so that's at any rate hearts.
Yep. That's all we really need rather than skill, other than like you get bonuses.
Yeah.
But
Well, sometimes you can.
you pick 2 cards.
Do
instead.
Actually,
one card
no.
or 2.
I think reasoning would count.
Yep, absolutely. I buy that for $1.
And I'm going to generate 1 success
Okay.
with 2 cards.
Okay.
And
yeah.
and then the 3 from what I just played. So I think
I like the idea that cancels one of those,
yeah.
leaving you with 2.
hmm And
So
then Artemis.
standoff.
Yeah.
You're trying to leap out of the car. Artemis is trying to hold on to you. There's a neutral moment. Yeah, Delilah? Yeah? Because we still got the other 2 boys on the boat that got something to do here, too. So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well,
Yeah, go
well,
ahead.
if they can, like, if anyone can, like, hold Sid back, Delilah has comforted Sid before, so she's gonna try
Okay.
that again.
Okay, so yeah, you dive in for that. Go ahead. I'm gonna say you get it because yeah, there's already been this interaction. Like you just come up behind him and just sort of do that thing where it's like Sid. Okay, come down, Sid. Come down, come on, and just sort of like
Yeah.
use your body mass almost to help pull him back. So I'll give you that one. It's beautiful. As you do that, the raft continues to spin and it's now side on to the river, and it's starting to kind of dig in a little bit. Because it's doing that, it's kind of tipping. Verite just grabs a hold of the back of the car and just holds on. It's only Stefano that he can't get to the car to pull it the other way, so he just runs. Physicist, he runs to the top of the raft, like the uphill side of the raft, trying to pull it back down. And he grabs a rope and leans off the side like he's sailing. Like he's got his feet on the edge of the raft, leaning out so hard his back of his head's
Jim
almost touching the
Hawkins.
river. Just, I mean, you are absolutely. There's this perfect balance, for just a split second between Artemis and Sid and Delilah, and Stefano, and Verite's just holding on for dear life. Yeah, he basically is acting like his head's like an outrigger in the water. And at that brief second, Verite goes, "All right," and he leans to the side, the other side, and realizes that he's in close to the center, so it's not working. And you hear him go, "Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap," as he kind of climbs up towards Stefano. And as he does so, that high side starts to come down, and at least it goes flat. You're still sideways, floating down the river. But as long as everybody stays where they are, you're going to be okay. Except you're still continuing to spin. At that moment, Verite looks upriver from where you guys are supposed to be going, because also now you're turned sideways, so the river's starting to push you back the other way. And Verite looks up and goes, "Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck!" And he points. And in this perfectly balanced little tableau, all of your eyes sort of, you can't help yourselves. And in the distance upriver, you see fireworks above a small walled town. And
Back to Sid.
Yeah, no, Delilah is she like she collects fireworks. She's like, not right now.
Yep.
And she gives a look to Artemis like, can you hold him for a second?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got that. We're given that. Yeah, I gave you
Okay.
last time, so you're on him. Like you're
Okay, yeah.
physically
He's
in,
not
So
going
she's
a
gonna-
place where you
Okay.
can start talking
So-
him
So Delilah is going to get around to the front of Sid.
Yeah.
So she can like make eye contact. She's
Yeah.
gonna gently take his face in both hands. She's gonna say, Hey, it's okay.
Yeah,
We're gonna
Jesse,
find her.
what?
No, we're gonna find her. Okay, but you have to calm down. You have to calm down for me. Okay?
Why am I on the ground? Delilah, what the bloody blazes?
You're okay. You're okay. And I'm gonna hug
okay.
him again.
Yeah. Sid looks super lost. Like he's just taking in, like he's on a raft now.
Yep.
This is wood, not steel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There are people. I know these people.
Yep.
And he's slowly like being slingshotted back to reality.
Yep. As the raft continues to spin on its way up the river, as it gets to the full 360, the boys jump up and grab the other side of the carriage and pull it flat. Yeah, okay. And you put. Right up the river. Lovely orchard on this side. Nice apples going up a bank. And then up this side on a very slight bank is all grapes in a vineyard. And just
Can I
beyond
take
that,
some of
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say beyond that, you see the walled, the wooden palisade around the town. The fireworks are still going on. It's been sort of minutes since they started. And it is the middle of the day.
Can I take a little bit of the tea, the Sid tea from the pouch
Yep.
and use the fires from the putt-putt
Yes.
tanks to boil some water
Absolutely.
and get Sid some tea?
Yes. Easy. Slightly metallic brassy tea, but he's probably not going to notice.
That's
That probably
your
makes it
basic
more
tea from
British.
Florence. That's probably your basic taste from Florence. Everything was pressure steamed and stuff. So
It's all brassy.
Yeah.
It's like the tea you used to make with the water from the boilers.
yeah.
Only ever on a bet. but
Oh
yeah.
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 Break time tea.
Yeah.
Desperation tea.
So Delilah is going to is the raft stable now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Presuming Sid is no longer lunging about the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say if Sid seemed
No.
like he was not gonna jump off again, he should. Artemis would help if there was more things that
Yeah.
they needed help with stabilizing.
Delilah is going to sort of gently walk Sid over to one of the sides and have him sit down. And she's going to grab a cloth from her med kit
Yep.
and wet it in the water, wring it out a little, and hand it to Sid. Be like, this will help.
Sid takes it, and you notice his hand is shaking, like understandably. And he takes the cloth and he puts it on the back of his neck. It happened again, didn't it?
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
Who's Felicity?
I thought she would be someone you knew.
Never heard the name before. At least, I don't remember.
Oh. Another mystery.
Yeah. Someone was
You,
looking for her. It was on the trip from London.
somebody.
Dream of a dream.
Yeah. You were young when you came over, weren't you?
Just a boy.
Interesting. Surprised you have any memory of that.
Most of us that came over tried to drown out the whole thing. Wasn't exactly
That's
pleasant.
fair. Well,
But I guess you didn't have that problem. I think he realizes what he
no.
said. Balls, I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. I guess I don't know what I was missing.
He just sort of takes the cloth and puts it back in the water and reapplies it to the back of his neck.
Don't feel like you need to get up right away or anything.
I
We'll
don't think my knees
be
could handle
here.
it, to be honest, love.
Then problem solved. So
I
now
can sit.
don't worry. We'll take care of it. There's a town coming up that
Is that
honestly
all noise?
the fireworks aren't getting me very excited, but maybe we can restock.
Yeah.
At that moment,
And
Artemis, you see, as they're talking and the lads are making sure the boat's going straight. As you get a little closer, you can see there's a road along the side of the river, as there almost certainly would be, and on it there's a cart being pulled by a single alive ox. It's just a single two-wheel cart. It's all fancy painted. It looks like a store cart, like something you'd pull into a town square with and set up business. In fact, as you get a little closer, you can see the sign. It says Candied Canes is the name of it, and you can see picture from the pictures that are drawn on it. It's a cart apparently entirely full of sweets, like hard candies and sticky buns and just any kind of sweets that you could imagine, and it's heading for the town ahead of you.
And I imagine that's not something that we would have experienced a lot since we didn't get people from outside of town.
No.
So she'll kind of like lean over and nudge Delilah. Look at that.
Delilah will look over and be like, is that what I think it is?
I'm not sure what you're thinking it is, but maybe.
Is that a bloody cow?
Yeah.
And of course, just as if to underline that, plop, 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 plop. It's definitely an alive oxen.
I would kill for a sticky bun right now.
I mean, it looks like it's heading towards the town that's shooting off fireworks in the middle of the day.
You're catching up because you're going walking speed and oxes don't.
It's a whale.
No, you don't want to see whale poop.
oh, oh, oh. I saw that video. I saw that video. It's ugly. It's nasty. Made me shiver. So you will catch them, and you will you will pass that cart before that cart gets to the town.
Mm-hmm.
Should we go into the town? I mean, I figured maybe we could restock if we do.
Unless this is all some sort of sinister plot. I don't think a cart carrying sweets would be heading towards a town in peril. There's a town, right?
Yeah, and
Yep.
I'm not sure they're in peril.
It's been like half an hour, and there are still fireworks going off as you guys slowly get closer and closer.
I mean, I don't hear screams.
I mean, unless
Well,
this is like a Trojan horse situation, I'm pretty sure it would be fine to stop.
Ugh. Fuck it. Why not? I've got
Th-
a knife. She holds up her scalpel.
this is definitely not in the rules anywhere. The three of you pick a number between 1 and 20.
11.
I wanted to say 21.
Oh,
Okay. 11, 12, and 21.
I meant 11, but my brain said 21.
That's okay because 21 wins. Even though you were outside of the 0 to 20 range, the number was 17, so you were actually still closer. So, Delilah, break the rules, win the game. I love it. You see another, I hesitate to call it, well, it's a cart, but I hesitated to call it one because it kind of doesn't look like one. It's a hugely, massively muscular human being with this sort of big wooden box on his back and big wooden hooks that come over, like instead of straps on a backpack, they're just big wooden hooks, and he's just carrying this huge box that towers above him. And there's a slit up the center of the box, and there's lines that go all the way up, and right at the top there's a bell. It's the strongman hit the thing. Yeah. It's one of those, and he's walking up the same road towards the same town, and he's actually doing slightly better speed than the ox cart.
Are we within shouting distance?
You are now, yes. Let's start with, because you guys are catching up, so let's start with the strong man with the thing. He's the one you get to first.
Honestly, oh, they don't have money.
We have
In
stuff
Florence,
that's
it
worth
was-
money.
Yeah, well, Delilah kind of does have stuff that's worth money. That's debatable.
Artemis definitely does not.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
can do
both
street side
Sid-
caricatures.
But both Sid and Delilah would have sections of copper and gold and shit for like
Yeah, but
our
is that
daily pay.
currency valid outside of Florence?
It's
You
a
got all
precious
kinds of
metal either
interesting
way.
shit. It is that. You've also got like,
That's true.
automatons and all kinds of shit. But yeah, first one you come across, you catch up to is this strong man carrying the entire box on his back, trudging as you put up his head. He has to turn his whole body to look because he can't turn his head for multiple reasons, because he's got the things here and because his neck's too big. Oh,
One of those guys.
Yeah.
Delilah looks like she wants to speak up, but she doesn't. But
Oi there.
she's yeah.
Yes. Sid's just like, "Oi, what's going on in there?" And he sort of points to the town.
And he crouches down ever so slowly. It puts the box lands, and he just keeps crouching out from underneath the wooden things. And when he goes to stand back up, he actually goes right up on his tiptoes, like he all that weight's off. He stood up too much. He almost floated away, it looks like, for a second. Oh, and he starts rolling his shoulders. And I mean, it's like watching 4 Volvos park under a blanket, right? It's just this huge, massive amounts of
Upon
muscle.
seeing this man on the road, Artemis
Yeah.
would have grabbed out her sketchbook,
I'll bet, yeah.
her sketch paper.
Yeah. And he looks out at you and says, it's the fair.
Have
We're
they?
not from around here.
It's there's a fair over there.
What
You
the
guys,
fair?
do you guys speak
So-
common?
For the most part,
Yes.
we're from a town that doesn't like to have fun.
Oh,
What's a fair?
kind of like a circus, but with less bears.
Is it like in the classic paintings? Those kinds of fairs?
I don't know. Do they get really, really drunk and throw stuff and try and knock things off tables to get teddy bears?
I'm not sure, but it sounds like a great time.
Do you hit a thing with a hammer and see if you can ring the bell and win a prize? And when he goes like
Maybe.
this, it's like whoosh, the displaced air around his massive arm almost creates thunder.
Sid leans to Delilah. It's like, that just sounds like work to me.
Is that supposed to be fun?
I suppose if the bell rings.
Sid,
He said prizes.
he turns to you, Sid, and sees the hammer. He says, I know we're not at the fair, good sir. And all of a sudden, it's like performance is on. Like he's now. But if you would like, the first one, as they say, sir, is always free. And I'll let you use your own hammer. Then he steps aside. You hear Stefano and Verite in the back behind you arguing about whether they can tell if it's fixed from where they're sitting.
No, I've seen things like that in some of the art pieces that are still around, were around Florence. They're like fun and games type celebrations.
Florence? And I was like, he's completely stopped talking to Sid. Is it Florence?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're from Florence. And
You say that like it's a forbidden name.
this huge behemoth of a human being involuntarily takes a step back from the 5 of you.
Oh no, what have they said about Florence?
Well, we did kind of make a habit of using the dead as slaves.
And he's pointing at you and doing this so fast, it's like if he touched something, he'd just be shattering concrete. Dead people.
Yeah, we don't do that.
No.
No, we're all very
No.
much
Not anymore.
alive.
And he kind of, he doesn't look like he believes, but then he looks past you all and suddenly sees the Orchid Mobile sitting on this raft with all the putt-putts in the back. That are all the fires are damped down now, so every once in a while you just hear that's
We
it.
use metal. Well, I don't, but people who build things do.
That's the prettiest thing I ever seen. Is that a flower or
It's an orchid.
I don't know what to say. I don't have any words. That's so pretty. That's from Florence? No. Where's the dead thing? And he's kind of looking inside the Orchid Mobile, trying to see like there's a body in it somewhere.
No dead things. We found a better way.
To be more precise, and she points to Verite.
He found a better
He found a
way.
better way.
And Verite, as good as he's been getting with you guys, it's a complete stranger who outweighs him like 10 to 1. He goes behind Stefano like a little kid behind his mom at the mall when the stranger talks to him. He just bam behind. I lots of people helped.
He's shy.
I think at this point, Sid's pretty much leaned the vehicle, like, pretty much a butt to the shore.
Yeah, that's what I'd figured. Is you guys run up on the sort of.
Mhm.
It's fairly flat here on the side because the river. You're getting towards. You realize you're getting towards the sort of as far up this river as you're going to be able to go pretty soon.
Mhm.
Maybe we should get off the water. Seems like there's a viable road now.
Oh yeah, you can drive right into town to the fair. And at the mention of that, he spins around. Right, sir. So first one's free, and he pulls open the bottom. Like there's always the box at the bottom of one of these things. And he pulls it open, and you can see the mechanism, and it looks pretty legit. It's just the thingy and a couple levers, but that whole box at the bottom is just stuffed full of colored cloth. Is what it looks like. And he digs in and pulls out a big stuffed cloth snake, about 3 feet long, that goes into curl like that, and it has the head's all but one eye's fallen off, but the tongue sticks out on the other side, so it's kind of cute. All you gotta do is ring the bell, sir. You get one just like that. You hit 10 just like that, and I'll give you a big one, sir. The big ones are at the bottom of the box. You want to see the big one, sir, or you want to try now? For the kids, sir. And this huge, like it's wrapped around like his fingers, like it's hand size for him, and you realize you could wear it on your arm.
And Sid's not a small guy.
No, Sid's not little.
Oh my god, this guy.
Yeah. Sid's kind of. Delilah and Artemis wouldn't understand it, but if any of the other guys from Sid's crew had been around, they would understand this is what Sid looks like just before he's either about to start a bar fight or a drinking contest.
Yeah.
And so he goes over and he pulls out his forge hammer, tweaks a few settings so the torque isn't too bad.
Yeah.
I play 3 spades or 3 successes.
Okay, yeah.
Shoots the bell off of the contraption.
The bell breaks.
The mechanism.
When the bell
the
breaks.
bell shatters.
Oh, blame this on the sentence "when the bell breaks." Thank you, Robin. That was beautiful. Sid, you turned it down, but just after the backswing, just as let's turn this into a golf swing, just on the downstroke, the rage kind of boils up. All the ghosts, everything that you haven't been able to do a goddamn thing about since this all started, and forget the hammer setting. Sid got turned up to about 14 on the way down. So you just pound this thing. You feel the trick, which is that the plate is very loosely mounted to the pole. So if you hit anywhere but center, it gets deflected. It's not cheating. It's just, it's physics.
Game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But Sid, I mean, you swung hammers more than Tiger Woods swung his golf clubs. Yep, almost, but I didn't. But yeah, you absolutely dead center that thing. You feel that sweet spot where there's no resistance. You don't feel resistance until your hammer gets to the wooden box, and it's just thung. You can hardly see the weight goes up. It hits the bell, and the bell actually caves in, like boom, and the weight's stuck in it.
Sid looks at it, looks at the guy. 20 years in the steamworks. I can repair it if you want.
Artemis leans over to Delilah. Do you think he meant to do that?
No.
I'm supposed to go on and on about how strong you are, but I'm not good. No, don't fix it. I can use it as part of the pitch. And he pulls the weight out that you hit on them and then turns the bell the other way up. Now I can tell him, look, it is possible. In fact, you can do that, and I won't be lying. But hang on, hold this, and he hangs you the little snake, and like it's almost 2 hands for yeah. And he pulls open the bottom again and goes into this thing like to his elbow, and he digging around. What kind of animals your kids like?
So it takes a quick look back to Verite and Stefano. Oh. Do you have a wolf or a dog?
Okay, no problem. Sorry, what was that?
Yeah. He's like, you have a wolf or a dog?
Oh, yes. That one's. Nope, not that one. Not that one. Not. Oh, there it is. And as he pulls it out, they just like trying to get the bottom one out of a toy box full of toys. There's just like there's stuff everywhere, rats and snakes and fishes and just all kinds of weird animals. But he comes out. But he comes up pulling this stuffed wolf by the back foot. There we go, sir. Easier
Nice
to
and
just
live.
give you that now than you have my break my bell again.
Seeing as I have no hand left. He's like, trust me, sir, it won't happen again. But I really appreciate it. This is actually a lot more fun than I expected.
It is, sir. It is, sir. It's fun to hit things, isn't it, sir?
Artemis will rip the page, like the page off of the little like book she has that
Yeah.
she got from the mansion, and like hand it to the guy.
And it's him?
Yeah.
Fan art?
Sure.
I never had fan art before. I'm not that big, surely. And he holds up the picture, and it's like, I mean, you're an artist, right? It's he is that big.
You are.
And he
Sid smiles and like claps him on the shoulder and he's like, looks like we both won today, eh, sir?
Oh, say we did. Absolutely. Well, I gotta get to the fair. I'd say, before it closes, but And he crouches down and stands up under his thing and stands up and adjusts the shoulders a couple seconds. Okay, have a good day. Oh, and when I see you at the fair, and he looks at you, Sid, and he says, I'm not letting you use your own hammer.
Sid chuckles like, fair enough.
And just as before he leaves, he stops and bends down and starts picking up a lot of the little stuffy things that hit the ground. But he kind of realizes that he's going to have to put the thing down behind him again. And he turns around and just, here. And he hands just a handful of them to Delilah and Artemis. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're like this. He's just,
Delilah's gonna be like, I can put these back in your drawer for you.
Oh, no, it's okay. Look. And he opens up the drawer and it's full again.
Are you sure?
Yeah, are you absolutely sure?
Yeah, there's a mechanism in it. It rubs my back and makes more dolls. I have to walk and it winds it up.
Huh.
How hairy is this dude? Because my brain just decided to like fucking Rube Goldberg that shit. And the first thing that popped in my head was a back hair loom. So
I mean,
no, not quite.
we
not quite.
we have Verite. We've seen just as weird.
Yeah.
Wait, it does what?
Anyway, just gonna be like holding all those things, being like, okay, thank you. That's very kind.
Delilah,
Yeah.
as he turns around to walk away, there's a little brass plaque on the thing that he's carrying.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, he's walking away.
Does
So
it
it's
say what I think it says?
yeah, well, you're pretty sure it does. He's walking away, but it's the same plaque, and it starts with CAP, and you're not quite sure. It's kind of worn out after that.
Before he can get out of earshot, she's going to say, "Pardon, sir. Actually, sorry to."
And he spins around and kind of almost loses his balance. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah.
Where did you get your contraption?
Oh, Thumpy?
Yes, Thumpy.
I got it in Venice.
Oh, where in Venice?
And he blushes hard. In a back alley, completely abandoned. No one was protecting it at all.
Delilah's gonna
I stole
try
it.
to stole it from where?
From an alley in Venice behind a theater. The guy went inside to get somebody to help carry it, and I thought, if you can't carry it, you shouldn't get to keep it. I bet you I can carry that, and I can. And I've been carrying it for years now.
Would you mind if I took a look at that plaque?
Sid whispers to Artemis, I wonder if he's related to Thomas.
I mean, at this point, I guess anything's possible.
He puts the whole thing down again, takes out all the stuffies in the bottom, and oh, yep, I saw it. Now you have to. At the bottom, there's a little space about that big that's sort of unaccounted for, almost like there would be a trap, like a hidden floor, except there's a hole about this big around, right in the middle of it. And as he pulls out the last thing, you see the head of that wolf that he pulled out earlier. One of them kind of goes doink. The beak comes out of the hole, and then doink, and the rest of the head comes out. You can see it being built and stuffed right in front of you.
Oh, it's like a creepy proto-Build-A-Bear.
Yes, exactly. Yep. It's got a whole bunch of priests. If you really look into it, yeah, why not? You could see.
Is it like a really tiny kind of jacquard thing where like it uses the sort of cards to use as programming?
Precisely, exactly. I was just going to say, you see a stack of cards in the corner for snakes and rats and wolves and.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's cool.
Analog computing, I love it.
Yep.
The fact you could like miniaturize that into like a little box, that's really cool.
Thunk one front leg. It looks like this little tiny wolf is excreting out of the bottom of this box.
That's less good.
I knew I could get there. I knew I could make it disturbing. You were like, "That's so cute." And I said, "No, not in my head. It isn't."
Just gotta use the right word.
Creepy. Yeah.
I'm seeing the scene from Ace Ventura with.
Come at it, yeah.
Oh god. I mean, I love Ace Ventura.
Even then, yeah, I didn't make the orifice fleshy. I did not do that. It was, but anyway.
Anyway,
you can see, yeah.
So Delilah is going to go over
works
to.
Look familiar. Yeah.
Okay. It definitely looks like trademark cappuccino Coachworks.
Yep.
Okay. Delilah's actually gonna. Delilah's actually gonna ask Artemis if she can borrow a pencil and have a piece of paper.
Sure. And she'll like put the pile of stuffed animals in her arms in the car.
Yep.
Just now we've got padded seats. And she'll give her some.
Delilah's gonna make like a rubbing of the plaque.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I like it. Yep.
To have like a definitive memory and proof of the logo so she can like compare things.
Yep. And
And then she'll
as,
give Artemis the pencil back.
just as the hips come out of the little hole in the bottom, the whole thing stops. And he says, "Oh, I gotta walk for it to charge up again." And you can see on the
Oh,
back there's
sorry.
like little paddles where his ass cheeks
Mhm.
would be, and yeah, as he walks, he
Sorry, no, I'm
like the steppy
I'm
paddles
done.
in your car, right?
I'm done.
Yeah,
Thank
we-
you
we've
so
kept you
much.
for too long.
Yes. We'll see you at the fair. I guess. If are we going to the fair, guys?
Uh, I don't see
Sid,
why we can't walk around.
Sid's like, I think we're all overdue for a day off, and actually treat it like a day off.
Day off. I've heard of those things.
It's a great thing when you're a union, you actually get them.
What's a union?
Something me and the boys dreamed up at the Steamworks.
Oh.
Or when you take two things and put them together and turn them into one thing. I gotta go. Bye. And he starts
Bye.
walking off.
Bye. Wait, what's your name?
They call me Terrible Teddy. That's,
Bye, Teddy.
well, you should,
Bye.
when I'm doing the thing, I go, I'm terrible. You'll see at the fair. And he turns around and
Okay.
walks away.
Did you mean to break the bell?
No,
So I figured that's
I don't think Sid ever
amazing.
means to break anything.
Well, I don't know. He's really strong. Maybe it was his plan.
Sid,
What's
you
it-
know you turned the hammer down.
yeah, it's like,
You also know there was that little flicker of just.
yeah. I think Sid would not admit to anything.
No.
Yeah. He primarily just. I was going to do it one-handed, but I felt that was kind of insulting.
On behalf of Terrible
On
Teddy. Yeah.
I imagine by
I
now
s-
the sweets cart has come and gone.
Well,
Yeah.
you hadn't caught it. You caught up to like the sweets cart and then this guy, and you caught up to him and had a chat. So the sweet cart's further ahead of you, but you're still gonna get to them before you
Yeah,
get to town.
yeah,
If you
no, I
choose.
figured they'd already passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll find. I think Delilah basically says, hey, we'll find the sweets cart when we get to the town. But
Yeah.
like, I think we should go restock our supplies and then maybe check out, this fair thing.
Yeah.
Sid's already pulling her, just about finishing to pull off the car kid from the raft.
I was just gonna say, yeah, as you're down there, Stefano steps up and says, "Yeah, we gotta do a quick release for this. I think Verite doesn't want to give up the boat." And he starts helping you disconnect the car and the boat.
Hmm.
Verite's like, "It's finely tuned. It's finely tuned. It's finely tuned. It's finely tuned." Ha ha.
I just got that.
I think I got it.
It's okay. So did I.
Finally
And
and
I said,
finally.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, INELY and then INALLY. Yes,
Yeah.
I love English.
So the reaction to Florence is something we won't want to repeat, right?
We should probably keep that to ourselves.
And Sid's thinking, it's like, not to play coercive, but technically there is no more Florence. We're from the manor.
Sure, semantics.
Also, remember whose manor that was.
It belongs to Fatima.
Well,
Squatters'
no.
They
rights.
don't necessarily know that.
We come from the area that seems to have a particularly bad reputation for reasons. And we don't necessarily want to be answering for that the entire time we're with other people.
Sid hasn't been wearing his apron. Pretty
Neither
much.
has Delilah.
Yeah. Best we keep those under wraps then, eh?
Yeah.
He still reaches into his bag and pulls out what he's got for wages, copper and gold. It's like, we've got something at least. So
Yeah, Delilah keeps some spare change in
Yeah.
her med bag. So she's got enough to like restock her kit and all that.
Oh, for sure. Stefano and Verite have started to remove the putt-putts and the little burners and everything else, and they start to put them in the back of the Orchid Mobile, and it looks weirdly like golf clubs in the back of a golf cart. There's just these long stems with these sort of round things at the end, and there's dozens of them stuck in the back of the cart now.
Good.
So yes, you've got those with you. And
So
the
I
two of
think
them get in the
then
cart
what-
and start
Yeah.
pedaling,
Pedaling.
start winding up the spring.
Sid stops and he realizes, my ribs should have hurt when I did that. Shit.
Magic tea?
Must have been.
I thought they said they
Or
Well-
weren't
massive
magic.
shock. One or the other.
Massive. Just adrenaline.
Split a rib. Did you break it? No, split it. I split a rib.
I have an extra one.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
I thought they
It's like-
said they weren't magic.
They're not. I honestly can't say without actually inspecting his ribs.
Yeah.
His,
Was there a
his
question
range
as
of
to whether they had
motion.
magic? Because Artemis does not know that Koas had the psychosis.
Yeah.
Incident in front of you.
What did you ask, Artemis?
She said, was there a question as to whether they had magic? Like,
Right. About that. Does Coris hallucinate things ever?
yeah. Sometimes.
So that's
I don't know how-
normal for him?
I mean, to be fair, I haven't spent a lot of time with him until recently. So I don't know how frequent it is or how normal it is, but it's happened in the past.
Okay, well he hallucinated that they had actual magic when we went to sort of spy on them for a bit. And he's convinced that's what he saw.
Oh, yeah. That would definitely be something. If you haven't noticed, the Demasis have a bit of a issue. Seems to run in the family.
From the driver's seat, Sid's like, I'm starting to think it was the bloody city.
I mean, it's highly possible.
And are you guys driving now?
Yeah.
Because it said you
Mhm.
finished. Yeah. So you guys are
Yeah.
back in that rhythm of sort of leaning when you have to. You don't have to much because it's just following the river and it's pretty straight. But you are now, because you're in the car, rapidly catching the sweets cart. You're almost up to them now. And you can see the sign now even closer. It's candied canes, and there's pictures on both sides of sort of devils on each side, holding up pastries.
I think Delilah will again, she won't do anything unless someone does something first, but like you can see her kind of ogling the sweets cart.
Artemis will wave if there's somebody in the front.
Sid slows down the throttle
Yeah.
so that it starts to catch up,
Yep.
like
Oh,
just
yeah.
sort of
It's
like matching the speed of the cart.
Yep. It also allows the nice thing with this system is every time you brake, it puts energy back in the spring because it's efficient. As you get closer and slow down, you can start to smell the fresh baked stuff Like you can see the hard candies and whatnot, but you can smell buns and whatnot. You see a small sign to the side that says yeast products, and underneath it, someone has written in brackets "Raising Cane." And you can just there are two people walking, one on each side of the oxen, just ahead of the cart, and they kind of as you drift up first, they're kind of they hear you come. They hear a noise of the wheels in the ruts behind them, and they start to pull over to the side. But then one of them turns and looks. And you're, oh! What the hell is that? And the other one looks over the ass of the ox. I don't know what that is, but it's wow, it's pretty. Hello,
Hi.
you guys going to the fair?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Make sure to look us up there. Candied canes.
Definitely.
How long are you staying?
Not sure, really. We're just somewhat traveling.
Oh, not knowing how long you're staying is probably not a good idea.
What do you
Sid's
mean?
eyebrow raised.
Time passes differently in this town.
No, not quite, but
It's the Feywild.
it's a fun place. It's hard to sort of talk your way out of.
That doesn't sound suspicious at all.
Oh, not like that. It's just fun, like fun, all the time.
What city is that?
It's used to be called the End River Enclave. Now it's just called the Fair.
Just always.
Wait, the whole
The Faire.
city is the fair.
For an hour, the fireworks have still been going on over this city this town that you're now getting closer and closer to.
What is the air quality index of this city?
It's like you're
That what it
upwind,
is where
but
I
you
am
can
right
see,
now?
yeah, you're upwind for lighting purposes, but you can see against the now lowering sun. It's mid-afternoon, and you can see there's just a layer of smoke that's drifting downwind from the city. In fact, you're close enough now. You can see there's sort of char marks on the palisades all the way around, just from the smoke, not from the fires, but just yeah. But yeah, just
It's always a fair.
yeah. I think 4 years now.
But not always your fair?
Well, you really gotta have a plan or somebody to come and get you, because man, you lose track of time in there. It is just so much fun.
No, but you're traveling here, so you're not there all the time.
No. You have to leave from time to time. Living that'll kill you if you did it all the time. I don't know how the locals do it. I have no idea.
Right.
The look on Sid's face is actually rather amused. He's had a taste,
Yep.
so he curious what this fun
And yeah,
is all about.
chat exactly like casinos. All casinos are designed very difficult to design or designed to make it difficult to find your way out of. This is like that. It's just this whole town. As you look now, you can see tents, like big tops, 5, 6, 7 of them inside this little town. There's trapeze lines strung from the palisades, and you can see now in the distance people walking on them. Sid, you asked earlier about who's taking care of the plants and the grounds and whatnot.
Mhm.
And now that it's getting to be late afternoon, you see a group of people come out of the side of the town. Seems to be probably a couple hundred of them, and they hang out together for a second and then sort of spread out into the fields, and you can see them doing things like using hose to open up certain drainage ditches. And
How zombie-like do they look?
They look completely human.
Huh. Interesting.
Unless by zombie like you mean couldn't think of the words enough to get the joke out.
They're not steampunk. Yeah, they're not Florentians.
They're not servitors and they're
No
not
glazed,
stoners.
no
Yes.
glazed eyes.
No. They
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
if
Forced
anybody
servitude,
wants
you
to, give me. I know you're at a distance, but anybody thinks that they can read them, what skill would you use? And you've had 5 minutes, by the way, so anybody who was out of cards
Like-
can redraw.
Empathy or perception.
Both of those make sense to me.
Nope, I don't think I can read them.
No,
Mm-mm.
no.
What's the
Not even a little bit?
hold on.
Like I said, you guys have had your 5 minute break. or
No,
your-
no, that's
yeah.
not the problem.
Oh.
This is the problem.
Oh, look at that. Oh, yes. So
Two
while
in one game.
while Delilah looks up what they're doing, I saw them looking for stuff. Artemis, you've been listening to the fireworks
The
for over
smell
an
of
hour,
fireworks and the sound of
smell.
the fire.
Yeah. What happens?
It's like tunnel vision. Like she thought she was doing fine. She was like, those aren't bothering me too bad. And then it kind of like hits you all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden it feels like the fireworks are going off inside her cranium.
Oh yeah.
And she gets like the blurriness around the edges of her eyes that I don't actually get with my migraines, but my dad does. The aura.
Oh.
And she just kind of like sits back where they are still in the car, and goes, "Oh no." And she's not trying to look at the people.
Yeah, your world's about this big visually. Yeah, absolutely. Looking through the shutters.
Okay.
The
I
line.
have 2 parts for empathy, but it's minus, so 2 successes, but it's minus a success because I have 2 traumas.
It's
I
just minus one
only
on the card
minus one
value.
for the totals. So
Oh, really?
so
Because
if that
that's
was 6,
okay.
that would be down to 5. So yeah, that's all.
Oh,
It's still 2
okay. In that
success-
case, let me
suits.
try something
Yeah.
different then.
Yeah.
What is?
Yeah, we've been playing at -1 to card value.
Oh, okay. That's
Minus
not what the
1.
book said.
Only the numbers. Yeah.
The book is confusing, honestly.
It's translated from
What
Italian.
is-
You should kind of figure
Yeah.
that out. It's
Yeah.
little...
Is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
No,
Somebody
lucky that
did
I
this to
didn't
their
do-
own country.
We're lucky that
Oh,
I
they're
didn't
both
do desperate
hearts.
dexterity, because then I would have had 3 trauma in a trait, and I would have had -1 to everything.
Yes.
So it's a 5. We're gonna do this.
Yeah, I'm a big soft GM. People think I'm not, but I am. So minimize the damage. You guys take trauma willingly. I am not going to like be a jerk about it.
No, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do what I
You'd be
did.
dead.
Yes.
It's
if you did.
it's 2 hearts, so it's 2 successes regardless.
Perfect. Yep, absolutely. You look and you can see as they step further away from the town, their shoulders drop, their pace slows down, their speech slows down. They put their hoe over their shoulder. They're kind of they're relaxing. And when they start digging, it's like it's just joy. They're just yeah.
Life is good
Life is good outside the fair.
outside.
As
Oh,
yeah,
that's not ominous.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
It
to be
does
fair,
not-
if I didn't draw that king, I knew what the
Indication
fair
of something sinister.
town would do to Artemis, and it's
It's already done it.
pretty much that. It's now happened already.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Oh my god. Okay. So I get a beat on these people, and I look back to you guys and I see Artemis assuming the position,
Yeah.
as it were.
The
And
feeble
then-
position. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna
with one
like,
arm, Sid starts covering Artemis in plushies.
yeah, no, like I was literally about to be like, hey, I was gonna say she sort of gently physically nudges Artemis and kind of like suggests to her to like lay down in the car, and
Oh.
It is now plush.
Yep. The back
and just
seat
like
now looks
we're
like
just kind of
Artemis
burying,
stuck. Yeah.
burying
Like that
Artemis.
scene
Looks
in
like the
plushies.
looks like
It's
the
that scene
claw
in E.T.
machine.
where E.T.'s in the middle and that's just stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that works too. I was thinking the claw machine at the mall. It's like when the kid gets stuck in there. There's all the plushies and then the one little human face. Yeah. Okay. Let's stop picking on him. Anyway. Yeah. So you guys put Artemis into the land of Plushieville in the car.
Cocooned.
Yeah.
um,
One of the snakes wrapped around your ears. Yeah.
Delilah actually. So the boys are driving, right?
Yeah, Sid's driving.
Okay. Oh, Sid's driving.
Yeah. Sid and the lads are in the front. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's how I had it pictured. So yeah.
So Delilah is going to be in the back with Artemis, but not buried in plushies.
Yes.
And they're definitely sitting on a pile of them, but not like
Yep.
buried in them.
Very cozy all of a
And
sudden.
yep. She is going to lean up to the front and say, as fun as the fair might be, I think we should find a place to rest first and perhaps check out the frivolities in the morning. And she has that very sort of incessant tone that kind of is like trying to indicate something's weird and maybe we should lay low.
Yeah. See, I don't think Sid would clock that. He would clock the fact that Artemis is hurting.
Oh yeah, like that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Like
And
that. Sorry, my brain was like, that goes without saying.
yeah.
yeah.
But I'm going to add to it a little bit at this point because you guys are in the front looking down the road a little bit. You can see there's little pull-offs every couple of 100 meters now. And there's people in some of them, like either just in their, like with their bedrolls curled up by a small fire that they've made, or some of them have got carts that are heading in full of, you see one that's got fireworks, and another one that's got just food like meat on a bun, sort of like a donair sort of thing, and one of them full going in, but on the other side of the road going out, you can see empty carts too, like that used to have food or whatever on them, and they're going home empty. There's also people on that side that look like they've just left the town, and everybody on that side that's been to town, you could tell it looks. I don't want to overstate it and say they look like they've been in the front line of a war, but they look like they've been on a 10-day bender. Like they got the bags under the eyes and they're walking around like their bones are brittle and like they don't remember several days.
Like the fireworks above hurts.
Yeah, oh yeah. Every time the fireworks go off, yeah.
They flinch.
Yeah. They're all smiling, but they're all just sort of looking fragile, beat up, exhausted.
Post-traumatic fun
Exhausted. Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah.
I think that guy was right. Maybe we should have a plan.
Probably just the one day. Just to stay over. But I don't think
Get
staying in
get
town would be
out.
the best idea. Looking back on this.
No. Perhaps we should camp.
Mhm. Sid finds a spot. You know, like he finds a spot that has a little bit of room on either side. He
Yeah.
knows these, it's not going to be like that, but some spots are bigger than others, and
Oh, yeah.
spacing's not quite even. So,
Yeah.
something a little bit more secluded.
And as you're pulling over, you're seeing all kinds of people because you're on the sort of the heading into town group. And you see people practicing 3-card Monty. You see like every kind of scammer that you can imagine over here. You see the booths where you got to use the 5 circles to cover the circle, and there's only one possible way in 1,000 that you can do it. And all of those, the little bowling one, and the guy's very carefully putting it just off center and weighting one of the pins. All that stuff you see as you head your way in. A couple of people you see actually appear to be actively working out, like they're getting fit.
Is it like in a getting ready to scrap kind of getting fit, or
It more like
preparing for
I have two.
Conditioning
I have
yourself
I have
for
two. I have two things. Like getting ready for a major sporting event, like a football player getting ready to go into a game, like the Super Bowl game, or a retail person at Christmas at the mall just before they open the doors.
Ugh.
One of those two you could probably relate
Black Friday.
to. Yeah, just kind of like
anticipatory
okay,
anxiety.
I'm ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Okay, let him in. Let the fuckers in. Let's go. Yeah, it's that. Yeah. A couple of the younger ones actually look slightly scared, like they've been told tales. They're kind of looking over at the fair with a bit of a worried look.
This is like a Walmart on Black Friday.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
In the
A Walmart
South.
in the Walmart in the slightly less nice part of town.
Yeah.
And everybody watched that shipment of TVs roll in.
It's just in the truck in the back, and there's nobody around, and the camera's broken. Never mind. That's enough about your life, Kevin. I have never stolen a Walmart TV. I watched people, but I didn't do it. So, Sid, you pull over, and you guys are getting some looks. I mean, the Orchid Mobile. It's pretty impressive. It is the only spring-powered vehicle that anybody here has ever seen. Everybody else is pulling stuff either in their little carts with, with themselves or with an ox or maybe a beat-up old horse. There's even a couple of literal dog carts that are being pulled by good-sized dogs. But you guys are, you got this thing. You're dressed. You're dressed well. You're dressed nicely. Most of these people are dressed like fair people. So they're wearing company shirts, so to speak, right? Like they're advertising their own stuff. But that's the feel. It's like that, like you're on the sidelines of a big game. But you guys wanted
Just
to rest.
outside the stadium.
Yeah, exactly. It's late afternoon. The game isn't till tomorrow. You can hear all around you on your side. That's kind of, let's play this out. Let's use the analogy till it dies. All the way on your side of the street in a town looks like a tailgate party, like the night before the big game tailgate party. And on the other side going out looks like Monday morning after it looks like Monday morning after a long weekend. And your team lost.
Walk of shame.
It's just like
say, our side's the tailgate party. Their side's the first aid tent.
yeah. I mean, it's not that
Imagine
bad. They just I don't want to overstate it. They look exhausted. They look like they've been in Vegas for 10 days, right? Eating cocktail wieners, drinking free drinks, and who knows whether they were making any money gambling or not. Nobody quite remembers. Like Steven Tyler. That's it. That's the look I was looking for. He's having fun, but had no idea where he is. But that's on the horizon. It's now late afternoon. I'm sorry, Artemis, but they're not stopping. Apparently, the fireworks never stop. You look around, Artemis, and like your head's just going with everyone. There's people walking around like there's no noise at all. Like they're not even flinching, the bastards. Like they're just walking around. They're used to it.
I imagine she has like melted her way into like the floor of the car kid.
Yep.
Between the seats, just
Yep.
kind of just like I am not here. I am not.
Yep.
Yeah, I am not. I do not have an existence. I just need it to stop.
The only thing you can see is the one eye of the wolf stuffy right here. That's all you can see in the dim light.
I think Sid takes some time to like actually tear apart one of the uglier stuffies.
Yeah.
And fashion a sort of earmuffs using some spare
I have the
piping
same
from-
thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Takes
Oh,
a
so you
bit.
turned one of the snakes into. I got a brand name for you. It's a Roberus head wraps. It's a snake that wraps all the way around and eats its own tail. Yeah.
Oh, an Ouroboros. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. And he's occasionally Artemis sees the eye move away. Sid sort of peeks down, hands her the earmuffs, like it's not much, but
It's like
Yeah.
you put them on. It's like the fireworks are slightly further away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does something, but it's also like damage is already happening.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't stop the party inside.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
the lads are it's their thing now. They're you guys have heard over the course of the day the score is 27-26. So as soon as you guys settle in, the boys settle down on a log and start playing 5x5 tic-tac-toe again.
Delilah's actually gonna
Which is tic-tac-tic-tac-toe, I think, is what I decided
Tic
last
tac
week.
toe.
tac
Tic-tac-tic-tac-toe, because it's one for each row, right? It's got to be
tick.
5.
tic tac tic toe. No, it'll be tic tac toe. Yeah,
Which is 5. Yeah.
that's 5. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Delilah, I think, goes to her med kit to try and like make something, but she's been using it a little exhaustively recently, and she doesn't actually have a lot left, and she doesn't want to be sort of unprepared. She feels very like vulnerable and uncomfortable having an empty med bag.
Fair.
I think Sid would
And
have
she
given
knows
her,
she knows that this gaggle of trauma laden individuals requires a lot of medical attention. So she's actually she's been sort of eyeing this town for about half an hour, and finally I think she gets up and grabs a hold of her med bag, and she starts to walk towards the town.
You don't have to go
Sid-
very far. Okay, go ahead.
I was going to
Yeah.
say Sid immediately follows her, and he's like, "If half the stories are true, you're not going to want to be there alone."
You actually don't go very far. Couple hundred meters, couple hundred yards, and you see a Universal on the side of the road. The white painted wagon with the big red cross on it. There's a couple of people dressed all in white with big red crosses on them, sitting around a small fire. And there's one saggy backed old horse eating a little bit of grass and looking very, very happy to not be in harness.
Delilah is going to, I guess, approach them.
And do you have your med kit out where they can see it? Because it's
It's
got
a
a big
big,
red cross.
it's a pretty big bag.
Yeah,
It's a pretty big bag. So,
yeah. And it's got a big red cross on it. I saw it in the art.
it does. Yeah, it
so
does.
They one of them kind of nudges the other one, and two of them get in. So there's only two of them left outside, and one of them, the oldest one, says, I don't recognize you, and the cross isn't right. Are you pretending to be one of us?
I'm a medical professional, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, so no then. Brother Mike, Knight's Hospitaler, nice to meet you. And he holds out a hand.
She shakes it.
Hospitaler?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what they're called.
Yep.
Hospitalier?
He's English. He's maybe American.
With that pronunciation, probably.
Yeah. He's brother
Hospital.
Mike, right? He's not from here.
Yeah.
It was not brother Michelangelo. It's brother Mike. I'm from
Brother
Canmore.
Not brother Michelle.
Yes.
Sorry,
So,
I'm seeing Mike from Canmore.
I know I said it. I knew I shouldn't have said it, but yeah, I'm brother Mike from
This is my
Canmore.
dog Norm.
Yeah.
Hey, actually, I'm the one with the dog Norm. I gave it to Stefano.
He's a priest, eh? Yeah. Yeah. You don't say much. You took a vow of silence, eh? He just sits there. By the way, his dog Norm is stuffed. He's been dead for years. Anyway, inside. Never mind. Back here. Yeah, he shakes your hand and looks at your bag and says, "That looks pretty fancy."
Yes, It is my professional medical kit.
Oh, we do
Speaking
mostly
of,
herbs and stuff. And he pulls open a lid of basically a cooler. And you can see all kinds of herbs and ointments and unguents. And
um,
there's not a needle in sight. There's not a clean gauze dressing anywhere. These are herbalists.
yep.
You can probably fit more of it in your bag.
Can I like rummage through what they have to see what's actually useful?
You can do better than that. You tell me whether this causes a trauma. I'm going to tell you what runs through your head. You tell me whether it causes a trauma, and then you can take whatever you want from the thing and basically recharge your kit. You
Okay.
hear the voice of one of the lady, the child of the river, who taught you
Mhm.
tease, just by saying what goes with what emotion. You hear their voice say, infection. And something pops into your head, and there it is in front of you. Their voice says, to numb pain. And you hear another word and see another thing in front of you and say, shh, willow bark, or whatever it is, right? It's just.
Do I have any sort of sense of if any of this is legitimate?
This is why I asked you whether it was going to cause you trauma, because if you think you're hallucinating, maybe, do you even trust yourself? Looking at it, trying to be Delilah, trained Stillwater genius at large, they make sense. The painkiller one, willow bark, it's got the basis for acetylsalicylic acid in it. The decisions make sense on a chemical level. It's just you had been looking at it in a different way. You'd been looking
Okay.
down on it instead of at it, right?
Okay, that's the connection I was trying to see
There.
if she was making.
Yeah. So all
Okay,
of a
so
sudden
she
you're
does.
like,
She
oh,
does recognize the
raw
like, the chemical
ingredients.
potentials.
Yes, this will work.
Okay.
I do understand. And then you click. And now that's why I said now you've got it. But
Okay. Okay. In that case, she'll go through in her mind what she had in her med kit.
Yep.
And then grab the ingredients to make those things first.
Okay.
And then she'll go through and think, okay, what else have we needed but not had? And then she'll stock up on the things she needs for those.
Yeah.
She's not gonna like take everything they have because she's not gonna like go through their whole inventory.
Yeah.
Or blow through their whole inventory. But she is going to basically get as much as she can without seeming greedy.
Yep. So you start doing stuff and processing things and getting the chemicals out of the willow bark and all that stuff, boilings and adding salts and all the things that you know how to do. And Brother Mike is just watching for a second. He shakes his head and he yells into the thing, Get out here with that pen! Get that idiot scribe out here!" And the younger guy comes running out with a pen and a quill and some and his ink, and he's like, okay.
Scribe.
All right. And he starts describing what you're doing, but he describes it as though it's a religious ritual. And thou shalt combineth the of the and the thing is, he's turned it into by turning it into a ritual, it's easier to memorize, and he's turned it into the process. But what you
Mnemonics.
understand, yes, he doesn't understand what you're doing chemically, so he has to remember the steps in order because he doesn't know why you do them. The easy way to do that is turn it into a ritual. So they are, they're writing like the Canticle of Mike or whatever the fuck it's going to end up being called. Yes. And yeah. And because of that, he is more than willing to let you just go to town with his ingredients.
Okay.
You're paying him off.
In that case,
You're paying him off with you're basically start breaking the prime directive in Star Trek, right? You're affecting the locals in a big way. But yeah.
Well, they're taking
Um,
care of people who seem to have gone through the ringer, so maybe
Mhm.
they need it.
Yep.
yeah. Um, okay, so she basically takes her time
Yep.
to make sure that she gets everything right.
Yeah.
And then she thanks them for their generosity and leaves them, I don't know, a couple pieces of gold wire or whatever. And that she wouldn't have that much gold on her. She'd have like
You guys were in the scrap. There is a stunning
that's
amount of
true.
gold in electronics.
Yeah.
Really.
But did she grab any?
You've got
From
enough
what-
for this, like you know, like you said, it's a couple little pieces
Pocket
of wire or
change.
something.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
a metal
Like a chunk of, like,
a gold
gold.
connector out of something, out of a
Yeah.
phone or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, easy.
From
You
what-
said just yeah.
From what I remember from the book, it actually says that copper and gold are considered currency, and silver is like dropping a platinum piece
Yeah.
to buy
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you try to
Um,
hand them these couple little pieces of gold, and they, oh, thank you. We'll make very good use of these. Thank you.
And
And
for
then-
the next 7 years, Delilah got a letter from them saying you haven't sent in your tithe.
He actually reaches over with the gold pieces almost without looking and just opens his hand, and the second oldest brother, the one who hasn't said a word yet, just catches them. And he says, "Of course, Brother Mike." And he buggers off, and you see him go across the road, and he's scanning up and down, looking for the most destitute, starving, skinny-looking buggers he can find. And he goes up and gives two of them one of the pieces of gold each, and then comes back.
oh, hopefully they use it wisely.
He says a couple words over them. You can't hear because they're on the other side of the road, and he comes back, and Brother Mike says, "I saw you speak to them. What did you say?" And he said, "I made them promise not to go back in, sir."
Sid arches an eyebrow. He hasn't said anything this whole time. He's just
Yeah.
sort of been watching.
Yep.
Say, is it? It doesn't seem like things are right in there. Why? Why are you asking people not to go back in?
And he, for the first time, actually crosses himself. People are inherently weak in some ways. In a hard world, if you offer someone fun, they don't want to leave. But the thing with fun is, too much of it, and it's not fun anymore. I don't begrudge anybody time in there. He looks over. Been in dozens of times myself. But it will sure as... Then he stops and crosses himself again. As sure as you believe it, it'll kill you if you stay too long. There's nothing magical about it. When all there is to drink is liquor, and all there is to eat is sweets, and meat on a stick, you can't do that forever. But somehow, it looks better than this.
I
Sid-
understand.
Kind of exhales sharply when he says that because, considering where they've been,
Yep.
this is fucking paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, after where you've been, and you look over there now, and it's like, yeah, when you walk in there, it's gonna be like being at a party. There's gonna be nothing to worry about. Are you gonna be able to leave? Or is the draw gonna be too much?
Delilah gathers her things, organizes them in her med bag, and
Consider it fully restocked.
Yep. And begins to walk back, and she looks at Sid and just says, "You coming?"
Yeah. He sort of nods to the three brothers.
Yep.
Thank you for your time. And starts to head back with Delilah. But every so often he stops and kind of like looks back at the city.
Yeah.
And in between the flashes, he sees Ted walking the parapets.
Teddy?
And
Terrible Ted?
Terrible Ted.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Ghost
It's
Ted.
Ted.
Oh, Ghost Ted. Okay. You had
Yeah.
me totally confused. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
go
sorry.
ahead. Take my NPC. I don't care. But what are you doing with him? Yeah.
Well,
He was terrible Teddy.
Yes,
yeah,
he
my
was.
other problem is
Excuse
there's
you.
Thomas and Tomas.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I know.
And
I
that was
didn't plan
my
this
fault.
out. I
That
didn't
was
plan this
my
out at all.
fault.
No,
No.
terrible. I made up all these names within seconds of saying them for the first time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he sees Ted up there, kind of walking, and he doesn't know what to make of it, because Ted was the lazy one, but he was also probably one of the best workers they had. He was just, a bit of a slob.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one that Sid was going to promote to Tomas's old job when Tomas took over for Sid. And he's also the one that Sid buried when they left Florence.
Yep.
And he just keeps looking.
Yeah.
Sid?
Yeah, sorry. What?
You okay?
Ill omens.
Yeah.
As
Yeah,
you're
I see
reaching
him
the
too.
car, you can just hear Artemis saying, "This place is a hellscape."
Artemis.
Sorry,
actually.
Artie.
Yes. At that, as you guys get back, Artemis, you hear that, or you guys hear Artemis in the back seat, and then all of you see that the fourth brother has followed you back absolutely silently. Nobody saw him, and he just kind of steps out of the road into your little camp. Very, very quietly nods and walks
Was
over.
this idiot scribe,
No,
or
this is the fourth one.
this is
one
the
that-
fourth? Okay.
the one that went inside with Scribe and then never came out. This is that one.
Oh, okay.
And he walks first up to let's have him do. He goes to Stefano first, and he pulls out a pen. He's also a scribe, but he's like the under scribe, and he writes on a piece of paper and then he folds it in this kind of origami fold that sort of seals it up into an envelope without any glue, and then writes something on the outside and hands it to Stefano. And you can see it on the outside. It says, "When you feel like you can't leave, open this and read the question." And he hands it to Stefano, and Stefano goes to open it, and he taps it, and Stefano, okay, puts it in his pocket. Looks kind of weird. Then he turns to Verite and does the same thing, except Verite, he doesn't write anything on the outside, and he hands it to Verite, and Verite goes, "I understand," and puts it in his pocket. And then he turns and walks past Delilah and Sid like you weren't even really there, like you guys have been dealt with. You dealt with the higher ups. Then he walks over to the car and leans into the back and starts pulling stuffies away until he can just sort of see Artemis's head, like somebody's buried them at a beach made of stuffies, just the head sticking out with the headband on. And he reaches into his pouch and starts squeezing a couple different chemicals together, or a couple different unguents and ointments together, and looks at you and Like he wants to know if he can. He looks like he wants to rub it there. He's got some on his thumb, and he's
I imagine she's kind of seeing him, but
yeah.
confused because
Oh
she
yeah.
has no idea where this guy came
And
from.
the sun's going down now, so he's backlit. So he's just basically like a silhouette holding out this black tarry thumb, asking and wearing this white robe that you saw on the way in, but now he's silhouetted. But you saw it was a
Mhm.
white robe with the red cross. And these two aren't saying anything as he's
Uh-huh.
asking if he can rub this stuff on your forehead. Delilah, you recognize a couple of the things that he mixed in. It's a pain medication that he's blended.
Delilah goes over and just gently says, "It'll help."
Sure, whatever.
And he puts his thumb there like
Mhm.
this and starts rubbing here. But the other hand, he kind of goes around the back of your head and holds it. And it's a double thing. Like he's rubbing here, but he's also massaging the back of your neck. So there's a very practical part to go along with the chemicals that are being forced through your skin, right? And you can feel it literally going numb. The sinus area, it just kind of like it's been Botoxed, right? It just goes away.
I know that feeling very well.
There's a headache in somebody's head, but at the moment, right now, it's not in yours. You do, however, have a great big smooshy spot in your forehead of this stinky smelling black tarry stuff. And
We'll deal with that later.
he backs off and kind of rubs it on his robe and looks down like, oh shit. And just sort of bows his way out of the little light of your fire.
As he passes Sid hands him a little handkerchief and just sort of goes like this. Like,
Yeah, and you see him walking down the road. He takes your hanky. He's walking down the road trying to wipe off the stain before he gets back. Artemis, I'll let you decide how much it helped, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? And she'll kind of look to Delilah.
We met some healers.
More hippies?
Actual, like, non-violent herbalists who hide it behind religion. They had good intentions.
Okay.
they seem genuine enough.
Yeah, I shouldn't say hide it behind. They just sort of label it with religion because I don't think they understand the science.
Right.
But the science behind what they do is relatively sound.
I'll trust your judgment on that.
And just up the road, a little further away from the city, in one of these pull-offs, there's one of these pull-offs. There's every one of them's got a little fire going because it is getting to be dark. And as the sun finally sets and the shadows fade into the general sort of darkness of the light with these little puddles of firelight, fireworks continue. But at one fire about 3 down from you, all of a sudden there's sort of a poof, and there's like a spray of sparkles of multiple colors and laughter. And then poof, it's greens and blues. It's powder. You throw it, copper and whatnot, that you throw into fires, and poof, it makes fancy sparks. From the occasional flash, you can see the people at that site are dressed in outrageous garb. They're dressed like harlequins and clowns and performers of that type. There's monkeys playing hurdy-gurdies and all that good stuff. There's a whole traveling troupe.
It's a calliope.
Yep, absolutely. Going do 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 do. But as the sun sets on our exhausted party, the only exhausted people on your side of the road, by the way, everybody else is like going on holidays, and you guys are like going on holidays.
We already been through the war.
You've been through the shit. You're covered in ash and glitter and terror and fear and horror and memories. But with the fair in the distance, with the never-ending fireworks. As the sun sets and the moon rises, we will drop the curtain on tonight's episode of Dead to Rights. We didn't even get to the damn fair yet.
Let's have
I don't
the
know
fun.
if you
You're
guys
the
are
one who put
going
people
now.
along the way.
Oh, yeah. But yes, thank you. That was really fun. I like that one. This one had a real sort of a Twilight Zone feel to it that I was hoping to get, and I really felt like we got it. So that's what I want this whole next little. Yeah, the fair is going to be fun, but it's going to be weird.
Weird.
But with that, the thank yous. It is time for these thank yous. Thank you to Bison_Stonefist for being part of not just this, but so many shows here and backing up when we need producers and just helping new people and just being super supportive in Discord. Thank you for all of that. It's every second of it is appreciated. It's not one person or even one group of people that makes this community special. It's every damn person in it. But you do a ton, and we see that and we appreciate it. So thank you. Yes, there's the Discord there. Robin, artist in general, artist at large, character bleed expert. Artemis's headaches are your headaches, I know, and I've been playing with you for years now, and it's always amazed me how open you are to letting your real world experiences get in there and make the character real. And this one was like a really clear cut case of that. So I'm honored that you feel safe enough to do that. That's the goal of this community, was to make people feel safe enough to play as hard as they want to play. And nobody plays harder than you. So thank you. I appreciate it. And welcome to the GM's Club, by the way. 2 sessions under your belt, and you've already got us. 2 sessions under your belt, and you have got us so paranoid we can't even have fun at our own fair. So this is part of this tonight was a bit of a payback for that. I'm not going to lie. But thank you so much for all of that. And Wayward, Chris, GM at large, person of wondrousness, Discord specialist, artiste, and person who has, as far as I know, never had your art page finished as far as you were concerned. Every single time you talk about it, I got to add a few things. I got to change a few things. And that's how we know you're a real artist. How we know you're a real actor is from watching you play here. I know you are actually an actor, stage and screen, and I appreciate you bringing those skills here. I was going to be polite, but I'm not. Nobody's watching. Some dumbass on Twitter said, call them players, not performers. And it was everything I had not to type back, watch one of our shows, prick, and say that again. Because we perform here.
Suck it.
Playing, yes, we play this game, but we also perform. Not everybody role plays like this, and this part of what makes us special, and you're one of those people that makes it special by going there. All of you, that trust that you put in this place to be these people and to be this open and to bare your souls like this every single fucking week is special. And I know you get used to it, and I know it becomes second nature, but I'm here to tell you it's special every single damn time. So thank you all for being that brave to come here over and over and over again with zero prep in front of people for all posterity on YouTube and just giving it your all. I couldn't be prouder, I couldn't be happier, and I couldn't deserve more than this. Thank you. To chat, thank you ever so much. You guys tune in every week, the same people over and over. I know some people can only stay for so long. I know some of you are up until the middle of the friggin' night to watch this. So thank you all for that. Thank you for everybody that watches the VOD and everybody that watches on YouTube in the future. If you watched all the way to here, hit all the buttons at the bottom. You know, we like it when you like us. Leave a comment. They're really nice to read. It's really cool. Leave a like, hit the button so you know when we put the next one up. Other than that, I have an instruction. I don't like to give instructions except for this one. Until next time, and I will say please, until next time, please Be nice to each other. Good night.
Bye. Yeah.